All right, we're at the home stretch. This is the demo for the comprehension stories. Oh my gosh, this is probably my second favorite game that I play with students. I think it is amazing for helping students get creative and make their own stories. And stay tuned until the end, guys, because I'm gonna show you a live example of some of these stories that my students have made. I'm gonna show you how I actually go through the process of helping them make their story, and then we'll get a chance to see what some of my students have made. So when you make your purchase, this is the first screen that you see. This is the first screen of the PDF that you are sent. It shows all of my social media. If you click on these links, it will take you directly there. It also gives you information of how to use these templates in Canva for your teaching or however you are using them. It also shows you how to open the template and make a copy. And the final screen is the actual link to go to the document. So let's go ahead and click on that. And we're gonna click use template for new design as always. And I'm gonna show you a view of everything that's included. So basically the way that I have this set up is, I don't know if you guys saw that initial, I'm going to explain the way that I use this. So this is what I will show the students. And when it's time for us to make a story, which is usually towards the end of the lesson, I'll have them read a story that I wrote, like a decodable story. And all of the words that they mispronounce or they have trouble pronouncing, I write down and I keep a list of. At the end of the lesson, when it's time for them to make their own story, I have them incorporate, like we do a whole vocabulary thing where, we write down the definitions for the words that they missed and we break down the word into parts to help them understand the word. And then I have them use those same words in their own story. So when it's time to do that, this is what I show them. They pick their setting. And so depending on whatever setting they pick, let's go back to the actual, don't mind my my desktop background, guys. So depending on what they pick, it will take them directly to one of these slides, one of these documents. So I have them all like organized separately to where if I click on the picture on the screen that I just showed you, it will take me directly to the file that has all of the pictures for that particular setting or theme. So let's say that they chose beach. This is all the slides that would be for beach. This is all the space theme ones. These are all the home theme ones, desert, forest, and farm. So let's say that they chose beach. This is what they're gonna get to see. They're gonna have 3 options to choose from for background. Let's say that they chose, I don't know, this background, right? They have options here of what they can add onto their background. And basically, we're building a story from which we are going to build we're building a picture from which we're going to build a story from. So they design their picture first, and it's all visual. It's perfect for those visual learners or those creative learners who like to, who would rather draw or doodle during a lesson than actually listen. This is perfect for them. They love to do this. So, they're constructing their scene. Maybe they want to put a sandcastle there. Maybe they want to have somebody surfing over here. They choose whatever they want to add into the scene. I put no limits on it. Whatever you want to add. Let's say that there is something that they want to add that's not here. We can go ahead and go to elements. And right in here, as I'm screen sharing and live with the student, I can search up whatever they want to add. Let's say they want to add a yacht in here. I can search yacht. And we'll go to, we of course want to use graphics because that's what's going to blend in best with this background. And they can choose whatever yacht they want. I scroll and I say, stop me when you see something you like. And if they take a little bit too long, Down here, there's a timer I like to use, and I'll say, okay, all right, I'm gonna adjust the time. You've got 30 seconds to choose. And then I press this little purple button, and they can see the time going, and I keep scrolling, and they make their choice. Now, if they don't make their choice by the time the time goes out, then I just choose one for them. And so that's a cute little tool that Canva has that I absolutely love and I use all the time, because when you're giving student choices, like I like to give them a lot in my lessons, a lot of time can be wasted with them trying to choose, because there's so many options here. Like, look, there are at least, in this one page alone, at least 10 different boats to choose from, or yachts to choose from. It could become overwhelming for students to make a choice. So I kind of give them the timer to give them a sense of how much time is passing, and still give them the opportunity to make their own choice. And so that is basically how I use the templates with my students. So once they're happy with what their picture looks like, then we go to this page, and we use this little graphic organizer, and word list is where I insert all of the words that they missed. That's why I have that there. And so this is where we kind of organize the story before we put it all together. So I'll ask them, okay, what do you want the title of your story to be? Look at the picture you made up here. What would you like your title to be? Okay, we already know what the setting is. The setting was beach. That's what we had originally. And then think about what's the problem in your story. Maybe, I don't know, the main character wants to swim, but the waves are too rough, or whatever. They make up all kinds, trust me. This is their opportunity to make up whatever they want, and they do. They come up with the craziest scenarios. And I just kind of guide and push them in the right direction. I try to take what they say if it makes enough sense. But if they're way off track, I kind of, okay, I see where you're going with that. How about we make this the problem? And I kind of give them ideas of, kind of guide them in the right direction. And they make their choice, and I write it down in here. Once all of this is filled up, we have problem, and then I go to resolution or solution. And then, so what happened in between these two parts? This is the problem. Okay, so what led up to that? What led up to that? What led up to that? And then finally, that's what happens at the end of the story. And then how are your characters feeling in the story? And how are they feeling as the different events change? We talk about that. And then once all of these boxes are filled in, then I go back to the original slide that has their picture that they drew. And I create a text box, add a heading, and then whatever their title is, blah, 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 written and illustrated, because one of my students pointed out to me, I didn't just write it, I illustrated it too. So I was like, you know what? You are absolutely correct. You did illustrate the story. And so it kind of gives them a sense of ownership over the lesson, over what they're learning, over how they're choosing to show what they've learned and put it all together. Like, I just absolutely love this activity. It is so great on so many different levels for students. And so we put illustrated and written by and their name, and then I make another text box with the body text. And then that's where I start copying and pasting all of the information from here that we put together here. And I'll show you, I'll upload a demo of me doing this with one of my students in the other playlist, so you guys can see how this looks live, because it's one thing of me talking about it, but to actually see a student go through the motions and how I interact with that student is a totally different experience. So I'll definitely go ahead and get that filmed for you guys so I can upload it. But everything from here I copy and I paste right onto the background. right onto their background that they made. And that's the bones, if you will, the shell of our story. And then I have all their words. I go ahead and I paste those up here at the top. And then we go word by word and find places within their already constructed shell of a story, their outline, if you will. We find places within there to add in their mispronounced words. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, that part is very challenging, especially for students who don't have a lot of confidence or a little bit shy about, their writing capabilities. And so, the more support in this area, the merrier. Like, I like to adjust my support based on the student. If they need more support, some students, they need the support, but they're stubborn. They still want to do it on their own. And so I just kind of step back and I'm like, okay, well, just let me know. I'll set a timer for 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you have not figured out a place to put this word, I'm going to step in and I'm going to give you some assistance. And that has been a good way for me to kind of let them do it on their own, but then also step in before too much time has passed, because there are some students who will just sit there and not say anything, and there are some who will, and I kind of encourage them, like, don't be afraid to say something that doesn't make sense. We'll work on it and we'll figure out, that's what this process is about, learning how to make stories, learning how to do this, and I'm here to kind of guide you through that process. So as promised, I'm going to log into my Canva and I'm going to show you guys some of the stories that one of my students have made. Let me go ahead and let this load up. And then I have to delete all of these copies. Okay, let's see. All right, here we go. Cameron's lessons. So another, while we're on this, I just absolutely love Canva. I use it for all of my online teaching. This is like my students' actual classroom, where I have all of the slides of all the things that we've worked on together. And so my first slide is like a word wall where I keep all of the little things. Like, these are some words that, yesterday she had trouble reading. And then these are some of the ending sounds that I figured out that we just need to stay on top of. Like, she knows them. I just want to make sure she knows it. And then this is her classroom that she made. And these are the little stickers that she picks out at the end of our lessons. And I just kind of put them on there for personalization. And this is like, a thing that I show her on like how far she's come in the curriculum that I constructed. And this is our tic-tac-toe game, very different from the one that I showed you guys in the templates, because this is the one that she made herself, and this is her little avatar, and that's me. So we play that with some of the words that she's working on. She also makes her own I Spy games, and we have underneath the pictures we have more words that she's working on. And this is where I keep track of her data. And these are remember I mentioned, these are the words that, from the decodable story, these are some of the words that she had trouble reading. And so we make a whole definition chart with it. We come up with keywords to help us remember what the word means. And then we have pictures that help with what the word means. And so that's one. She's done 4 so far. And then this is her first story that she ever wrote. She called it A Day Off Work, and it's written and illustrated by her. And then this is her story. She pretty much, this is all her words. This is her background that she designed. All of it is hers. Here's another one, her background and her story. This one is about a date that kind of went wrong. They were supposed to go to a nice restaurant, but they ended up staying home and cooking. And I'm telling you, she came up with all this on her own. This is another one of outer space, my astronaut friends. And here is the most recent one that she wrote yesterday. I found a way out of the desert. So this is about her going on a hike with her friends, and they kind of ditched her. and then she rode away on a motorcycle. So as you guys can see, we have a lot of fun with these. There are so many different, infinite amount of ways that they could be customized. If you've already made your purchase in Etsy, thank you so much for making that purchase and supporting all of the work that I do with my kiddos and sharing in that. If you've got ideas or comments or anything, please comment down in the description, in the comment section below. In the description are all of the links for this template as well as other ones that I have for sale on Etsy. As I mentioned before, please subscribe so that you can stay in touch with us as we're uploading demos for how to use these games in real time. You'll get to see what the student says. You'll get to see what I say. You'll get to see how I actually manipulate the slides in real time. And yeah, guys, that is it. I was gonna say that I kind of did all of this in one day, but I kind of took 2 days. Really the whole process took a week to kind of figure out how to do the screen sharing and how to upload everything onto YouTube, and then all the thumbnails and all the things and whatever. So it took 2 days of filming. So we're finally at the home stretch. We're finally there at the end, and I'm excited to have this available for you guys. To make this whole process of purchasing 10 times easier, because now you get to see what you're getting, how to use it, all the ideas. If you have more questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And I'll see you guys in the live demos. Bye.